Welcome to the Composition Jazz Radio Station. I am Ansel Adams, his fan club president. And he says you don't take a photograph, you make it. And isn't that the darn truth? So let's get started on our composition elements that you're going to want. The first one is figure-ground relationship. That's where your object or the shape you're photographing is the figure, and the leftover area of the photograph is the ground. Another way to look at that would be the positive and negative space. So what you're looking at is your object. Everything around your object is the ground. That one's pretty easy. Then the rule of thirds, which is where you place your center of interest or your horizontal in the third part of the frame. So right there on the horizon and right on the one, you cut that photograph right into thirds and you put your center of interest right on one of those lines. Simplicity is the number of visual elements, which can be reduced to a minimum because less is more. So you focus your vision till you get less is more, popular phrase. Framing, selecting what is to appear in the photo. You can do vertical versus horizontal, so don't be afraid to turn that camera sideways. You can format the shape of your aspect ratio, maybe go square just for fun. And you can frame within other frames. Don't be afraid of breaking out of standard rectangles. The point of view, another one. Look at all the possible angles that are different from the norm. Take your first picture and that's what everybody else is getting. So sit down on the ground, lay down if you have to, turn around, look for different ways to see what it is you're looking at and capture that. Then we've got balance. Well-balanced images feel right. Poorly balanced photos feel awkward versus asymmetrical. So either make it perfect or make it look intentionally off. Get that artistic player out and make it look slightly off balance, or make it look perfect because you don't want it to be not perfect or imperfect. Unity, coherence of all visual elements, feeling that they belong together. Putting them all together, bring everything together. And then you have emphasis. Emphasize particular objects or areas in the photograph so the viewer knows where to put their eyes. You got complexity. It does not necessarily mean loss of clarity, right? Then there's metaphors or equivalents. You can imply ideas irrelated to the original subject, which can be fun. And then you have mergers. Avoid mergers at all cost. That's your border merger where an arm gets severed or a head gets chopped off. You don't want a decapitated person in your Thanksgiving photos, so avoid those mergers. Leave plenty of room around them. And then finally, have a purpose. Have a reason behind taking that photo so that everybody knows why it is you took the time to capture it. So that's composition. I'll review all the areas. One more time, you got figure-ground relationship, positive, negative space, rule of thirds, simplicity, framing, point of view with the balance, unity, emphasis, complexity, metaphors or equivalents, mergers or avoiding mergers, and having a purpose. These are the areas of composition for photography and art.